Why am I always failing NoFap? Let's be honest, whether you're addicted to porn or not, NoFap is already difficult. However, you may have had some bad habits that inhibit you from achieving long and impactful streaks. Let's dive right in and look at some of the most familiar reasons why men continue to fail NoFap. By trying to escape from porn, you're attempting to fulfill a need. This occurs more frequently than you might think. It's possible that this is the main reason you keep failing NoFap. Many men long for connection, primarily with people of the opposite sex, but also with people in general. Many of them are also socially anxious, making it difficult for them to seek out help. Another common demand that guys try to meet is significance. Significance? You may be wondering how this is even possible. Consider for a moment that your reptile brain believes you're mating with thousands of the most beautiful ladies because you've got an entire entourage of women on your computer screen. But in actual life, only those men of exceptional social standing are permitted to do so. So your primitive brain thinks you're doing fantastic. You must be a high-ranking man, maybe even the most important one. Variety is another common demand that pornographers strive to meet. Are you tired of the same old lady and looking for something new? Porn will take care of that. Jumping from one category to the next with new girls in each is one way to fulfill the void. Determine and eradicate the requirement. If you believe you're using porn to fill a need, the next step is to think of some other healthy ways to satisfy that need. Once you've found a substitute for porn with a more effective method of meeting that need, you'll innately start failing this on NoFap. Don't trigger your dopamine bear. Another reason you might be failing NoFap is that you guzzle too much sugar or junk food. This may appear unusual, and it isn't necessarily true for everyone. But sugar and junk food significantly increase the probability of relapse for many men. Sugar and junk food both raise dopamine levels by providing instantaneous gratification. The problem with this type of pleasure is that it frequently prompts your brain's reward mechanism to look for new ways to get more of that delightful dopamine. And what is the quickest method for achieving this? If you're thinking fapping to porn, you guessed it right. Dopamine is an odd molecule that craves more of itself once activated. This is especially true if we inflate dopamine with something that gives us instant gratification rather than something we earned through physical activity or reaching set goals. When I say instant gratification, I mean things like overindulging in social media, binging on sugar and junk food, porn, drinking alcoholic beverages, and using other substances. Remember that all of these things have different effects on different people, and conversely, some people may have more issues with video games than junk food. Your mission is to figure out what is triggering your dopamine bear and then devise clever methods to keep him from going on a pornographic spree. You can do this by removing or limiting the quantity of that specific instant satisfaction trigger, or by preventing yourself from accessing porn after you've indulged in it. I can assure you that I've had hundreds of relapses due to sugar or other high-tasting, fast carbohydrate sources during my rebooting days. When I ate a really clean diet, I performed much better. Isn't that something to consider? Another reason many males fail at NoFap is that they do not replace any other activity for their prior porn habits, such as sitting in front of their television. A computer and aimless scrolling is a recipe for disaster. You have to find something to do to fill the vacuum, and you have to make sure that you do it away from your phone or computer. But mindless browsing will not fill the void. If you've been watching porn for 5 hours a week, your goal now is to find a more productive way to spend those 5 hours. Whatever you do, one thing is certain: NoFappers who fill the hole are also the most effective and successful. You're drinking too much. This is related to the previous discussion of waking up that dormant dopamine bear. But there's something more to it, and it's so important that we must discuss it right now. If you have a party persona, it'll be difficult for you to avoid porn. Your actions, you see, are motivated by your identity. And if you're constantly partying in unhealthy ways, such as drinking, smoking, staying up late, and skipping sleep, you're developing an image of someone who doesn't care whether or not he's taking care of himself. Here's how it works. If you have that kind of identity, you'll be less hesitant to do things that aren't so good for you, such as relapsing into porn. That makes sense, doesn't it? That's my hope, because it really does work that way. On the other hand, if you develop good habits, such as eating well, exercising regularly, taking cold showers, and meditating, you will develop an image of a person who takes care of himself, which will increase your friction to have a pornographic slip. Thanks for watching. If you like our stuff, subscribe for more motivational content. See you in the next video.